Hello and welcome back to another Numpy video. In this video, we're going to be talking about multidimensional arrays. So let's hop into it. So as you see over here on my screen, I'm on Google Colab, which is an online code editor like VS Code, except you don't have to download anything. And if you want to go to Google Colab, just open up a new tab and search up collab.research.google.com and you will be taken to Google Colab. Before we work with Numpy, we have to install Numpy to our program, and this is how we do that. !pip install Numpy 2 dashes upgrade 2 dashes quiet. And now just run this. And you see it's downloading over here. So now that this is run, the next thing we have to do is import numpy as np. You don't have to do this as np part over here. That's just for you to type less. So if you wanted to do np.array, it would work like that. But if you didn't include this as np, it would be numpy.array. It basically just boils down to preference. So let's start off with the basics. This is what a one-dimensional NumPy array looks like. Call this 1 equals np.array 1 1 1. Alright, so now just go like this. So just run this and you get it's an array 1 1 1. So now I'm gonna use the shape method in NumPy, which tells you the shape of your array. So in order to use the shape method, this is what you do. You just do the name of your array. So 1.shape, and you don't end this off with any parentheses. So let me run this again. And we get 3. So what this means is it's a one-dimensional array with 3 items in it. Now let's take a look at a two-dimensional array. So I'll call this 2 equals np.array parentheses square brackets and another set of square brackets. So I'll just do 2 2 2, and now let's put a comma over here, and now 2 2 2, and let's just make a third row 2 2 2. So let's take a look at this. As you see, there's one main square bracket which encompasses all the other square brackets. Those two, and inside that you have 3 items, and those 3 items are individual arrays. Alright, so now let's just take a look at this. And this is how it looks like. It's one main array, so you see 3 rows. This row, and this row. And then inside each of those rows, there's 3 columns. So as you see, it's a 3 by 3. And now let's take a look at the shape of this. 2.shape, and we get it's a 3 by 3 array. Now let's take a look at a 3-dimensional array. Call this 3 equals np.array. So we have a first square bracket signifying our first dimension, and now here's our second square bracket signifying the second dimension. And so in the last one we started putting numbers in the second square bracket, but since this is 3-dimensional, we'll put another pair of square brackets, and I'll just do 3 3, another pair of square brackets, and 3 3. So now I'm going to create another 2-dimensional array filled with arrays. So it becomes 3-dimensional. So let me add my square brackets, 3 3, and I'll put a comma outside this array and create another pair of square brackets, and I'll do 3 3, and that looks pretty good. Alright, so now let's just take a look at this. So in order to do that, on the next line, just type out the name of the array. And we see there's one one-dimensional array right over here. There's a starting of that, and there's the end of that. And then inside that, we have two two-dimensional arrays. So here's the starting of the first two-dimensional array, the end of the first two-dimensional array, and here's the starting of the second two-dimensional array, and here's the end of the second two-dimensional array. And inside the two-dimensional arrays, we have two arrays. So here's the starting and end, starting and end, starting and end, and starting and end. So now let's take a look at the shape of this. 3.shape, and we get it's a 2 by 2 by 2. And arrays like this are useful when, so let's say you have an array called cars, and that just stores basic information about cars. So np.array. Alright, so here's our, so this is the array in which we put the arrays of the data of the individual cars. So in this, let's say I have a Toyota and it's 3 years old. So that's one car. And then here's another car. It's a Honda and it's 2 years old. And just like that, we can do cars to take a look at this. We have a Toyota 3 and we have a Honda and it's 2 years old. So in Numpy, you can also join two arrays together. So as an example, I'll say array1 equals np.array, and I'll do 2, 2, and I'll create another array 2, 2. So this is a two-dimensional array. And now I'll create an array 2, np.array 3, 3, and 3, 3. Now let's take a look at the dimensions of these two arrays. Array1.shape and array2.shape. Let's run this. And we get 2, 2 for both of them. So this means we can join both of these arrays together. You can only combine arrays together when they have the same dimensions. You can't combine a 3 by 3 array and a 2 by 2 array. So in order to combine arrays, we use the concatenate method. So now I'm going to create a third array, which is both of these arrays joined together. So array 3 equals np.concatenate. So we have a pair of parentheses, and inside that we put another pair of parentheses, and we put in the names of the arrays we want to concatenate. So I'll do array1, comma, array2, and then outside the inner parentheses, we'll put a comma and do 1. And this 1 is just the axis that these two arrays are going to be joined on. If you want, you can experiment with what happens if the axis is a different number, like 2. So let's run this, and it seems to have run, so let's take a look at array 3. And we see that array 3 has essentially just joined these two arrays together. And the Numpy library has many other methods which can do a various amount of mathematical and other calculations. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and I'll catch you next time. Peace.